Man versus gun.
Hello shooters, TI here, Ty Iron Channel. Thanks for watching, appreciate you watching and subscribing, sharing, liking. There's a lot of information you get out there on the internet about how firearms operate, how, barrel length, velocity, what side the charging handle's on, things of that nature, and even how to operate them. But what I noticed from the last video I did, the AR-308 versus FNFAL, there seems to be not a lot of information out there on how well a firearm interfaces with the human, with the person. And I've been thinking about doing videos like this for a long time, and the response I got from the AR-308 versus FNFAL rifle has motivated me to make more of these type of videos, because I enjoy making them. I think the data is interesting, and I think a lot of you guys too. I'm gonna start a new series called Man versus Gun. It's going to be like the FNFAL versus AR-308, but it's going to be individual rifles, and I'm going to post all the data on my blog, tyironblog.com. I'll post a link down below. It'll be an Excel spreadsheet, and it'll have each rifle. I'm going to put them through the exact same course of fire, and I'm going to be the shooter, trying to remove all the variables as possible, so we get down to the nitty-gritty on how well the firearm type interfaces with the human being. When we're looking for a fighting rifle, there's a couple things we want to look for. Number one, it's got to be reliable. It's got to go bang every time that you have a round in the chamber and the trigger pulls. That also includes the magazine. The magazines have to feed a round in the chamber every time. The next thing we want is accuracy. It's got to be, quote unquote, combat accurate. In other words, it's got to be able to hit a pie plate at 200 yards, 8 inches, and all the rifles that we're gonna be testing do that. Then personally, I look for a firearm that's ergonomic, one that fits me, works the best. So I have the minimum of hand motions. Mirror image is even better, so that when I'm working at left or right hand, it's the exact same. My left hand doesn't have to learn a different manual of arms than the right hand. We're not there yet. There's no rifle I know of that works exactly from one side to the other. We're getting close, but still they make you choose which side the charging handle is going to be on. So then you got to use a different manual. Anyhow, you see the point. Hopefully we're getting closer, and I think that we are. But there's still a bajillion firearms out there, not a bajillion, but a bunch of them out there that operate differently. The fourth thing I like to add for the fifth thing I mean, for private citizens, is it repairable? Can you get spare parts? Can you fix it? Because we all know that they can ban anything they want to tomorrow, and if you don't have spare parts and if you can't fix it, it's made by man, so it's going to break. Then you have an expensive paperweight. So reliability, durability, accuracy, ergonomic, and can you repair it? Those are the 5 things I look for. This Man versus Gun series that we're going to do is strictly about number 4. How well does it fit the person? So the characteristics of a fighting firearm that we're looking for, there's a few characteristics. One of them is we want to be able to get accurate, fast shots, accurate, fast snapshots. So if you're patrolling or whatever, and you see a bad guy just for a fleeting second, can you get that shot? Some rifles are going to be quicker at getting that first shot than other rifles, and we're going to find out exactly what those differences mean. To be able to clear malfunctions quickly, because it's made by man, it's going to malfunction. We know that. We train for it, we practice it. But some firearm types are quicker to deal with malfunctions than others. We're going to find out exactly what that means using a timer and a set course of fire. To be able to reload quickly. Everything, we can't get Hollywood magazines that never run dry. Be cool if we did, but we can't. So how quickly can we get that rifle back up in action? Some rifles are quicker to reload than others. Let's find out exactly what that means with a timer and a set course of fire. To be able to transition from shoulder to shoulder. There's 50% right side cover in the world, 50% left side cover. We've got to be able to utilize both shoulders. Some rifles, I think, are going to be easier to operate from the left side than others, but we're going to find out and exactly what that means. To be controllable when shooting multiple shots at one target. How controllable is that firearm? Some firearms are going to be easier to control, multiple shots fast, than other firearms. We're going to find out what that means using a timer or set course of fire. And to be able to swing from target to target, close range multiple target scenarios, some firearms are going to be able to swing and get hits faster than other firearms. Using a set course of fire, we're going to find out what that means, exactly what it means. So here's the course of fire. We're going to do headshots, 25 meters. Start at low ready, safety on, hit the beep, safety off, come up, execute a headshot, do that 5 times. That's going to see how that firearm is at getting snapshots. Okay. The second course of fire is going to be type 1 malfunctions. Going to start with no round in the chamber and with the magazine with rounds in it. Low ready, come up, hit the beep, take the safety off or the selector or whatever, get a click, then go through the tap rack bang and get a shot, a body shot at 25 meters. Do that 5 times. Type 3 double feed. This is going to be done in the prone. This is the worst place to do a type 3 malfunction clearance drill is in the prone position. That's why we're going to choose it. Okay, so we're going to set up a type 3 at the beep, going to attempt to fire, then going to clear the malfunction, get around the chamber, and get a hit at 25 yards. Going to do that 5 times. Shoulder transitions. At the beep, 25 yards, switch shoulders, 25 yards. Single hit, right side, single hit, left side. Going to do that 5 times. Then with a target at 5 yards, pie plate is the target size, 10 rounds at 5 yards in 2.5 seconds. That's the goal. Some firearms I think are going to, I know, you know, some of them will do it easily, some of them are going to not so easily. We'll see exactly what that means. And then for the multiple target scenario, the 5 yards and 10 shots is just controllability, multiple rounds, 1 target. Then for the multiple targets, we're going to do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. And that'll show us how the firearm transitions quickly between targets at close range. I'll make an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to have all of these drills on there, and it's a fixed round count. If I miss, then I miss. Can't make it up. So I got to make sure that I hit. That's part of the deal. These are the long arms that I'm going to test for sure. A bone stock AKM. One of my loaner AKs is a bone stock AKM. I'm going to use that as kind of like a baseline. Another baseline is going to be a bone stock M4 iron sights. I'm also going to throw the EOTech on top of it, so I'll do a bone stock M4 with an EOTech. It'll be interesting to see how the bone stock does against the EOTech. I'm interested to see how that works out. I'll do the FNFAL. I did the FNFAL on some of these, but I didn't do type 3 in the prone position. And I think that's the only one I didn't do, but I'll do the FNFAL again. I will do the AR308, same reason, didn't do the type 3 in the prone position on that one. Gonna do a stock Tavor. That'll be cool to see how that stacks up against the M4 and the AK. Gonna do a Scar H, see how that stacks up against the FNFAL, its older brother. Gonna do a Scar L, see how that stacks up against the other things we're shooting. An FNFNC, the big brother of the Scar L, so to speak. Then I'm also going to do my personal go-to M4 with the Vortex on top of it. I'll also do my personal M4 with the Aimpoint T1 on it. I'm going to do my personal AKM. It's not a bone stock by any stretch of the imagination. With iron sights and also with an Aimpoint T1. I'm going to do my AK-74 with iron sights and also with a 1x4 on top of it. I'm going to do a SKS 16-inch barrel. It's got a Tapco stock. It allows a really short length of pull. It's easier for my wife to shoot that way. And then rifles I'd like to do, but I don't have access to or don't own, is a bone stock AK-74 milled variant. I want to see how that stacks up against the bone stock AKM. The milled variant's about 1.5 pounds heavier. I know it sucks for carrying long distance, that extra 1.5 pounds when there's no benefit. But maybe there is a benefit when it comes time to shooting. I want to see if it's slower or faster. I'd like to try a Steyr AUG. I know shooting that from the left side is going to suck. FN 2000. I want to stack that up against the Tavor and the Steyr. Ruger Mini 14. I'm not a fan of the Mini 14, but from what I've heard in the last couple years, they've beefed that thing up a little bit, so it's I want to see how it does against the competition. HK91, HK93, like to try those. I did drills like this on the HK91 back in the day. That's why I know that prone position on that thing really sucks when you do type 3 malfunction on HK91. HKG36, I'd like to run that through the paces. I'd like to try an SKS with the 20-inch barrel and the regular wood stock. See how that compares against the 16-inch barrel. I'd like to do an M1A, like to do M1 carbine, like to do an M1 Garand. And if you have any other suggestions or have access to firearms that I haven't mentioned, or you have access to the firearms I have mentioned, then please get a hold of me. Let's talk. I'd like to maybe borrow that and run it through its paces to add to the database. I'm excited about the Man vs. Gun series. I think it's going to be fun to make. I think you'll enjoy watching it. I think that you'll enjoy reading the data. So if you like the idea, excuse me, if you like the idea, Man vs. Gun, give me a thumbs up down there in the like. If you think it's a sucky idea and you think it's stupid, then give me a dislike. I want to see what you want to see out there. Post comments below. But if you have suggestions for the course of fire, if you think I'm missing something on the course of fire, something I ought to add, then please go over to my blog, Tyiron Blog, and let's discuss adds and deletes down there. I've put a lot of thought into the drills that I'm running. I'm going to start this weekend with the AKM, the bone stock AKM. So if you got ideas on what I'm not hitting here, something I ought a different drill that would display these characteristics we're looking for better, please get a hold of me before Friday. Because once I start, then that's going to lock the course of fire. Thanks for watching. Look forward to bringing more content to you. It's going to be fun to make. I think you're going to enjoy watching it. Be safe. See you next time.